My name is Senior Master Sergeant Shannon Park, and I proudly serve in the United States Air Force. I'm coming to you on behalf of the City of Refuge Christian Church, Hawaii. And in honor of Memorial Day, we have a special rendition of our national anthem sung by Sila Sua'aba, followed by a special tribute from Captain Kenneth Edwards, United States Army.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare.
Memorial Day, a day birthed during the Civil War. Our nation would decorate the graves of the fallen Civil War soldiers. New blooms and ornamental flowers laid on the grave sites of those who died fighting to better this country. A day whose significance increasingly grew because the price of wars and battles that this country engaged in required the lives of the men and women that so bravely laid them at her feet. But today isn't a day of mourning. For in the words of General Patton, it is wrong and foolish of us to mourn those that have died. Rather, we should thank God that they lived. So instead of mourning, Memorial Day is a day of remembrance, a day of gratitude, a day we who have freely bloomed and grown in this country can lay down our thoughts, our prayers, and honor those who paid the ultimate price. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, freedom isn't free. It comes with a hefty price most are unwilling to make. But these men and women willingly gave up the opportunity to grow old. They willingly gave up the opportunity to be fathers and mothers, to raise their sons and their daughters. They willingly gave up the opportunity to be husbands and wives, to preserve the freedoms that we all enjoy today. Truly a debt this nation will never be able to repay. However, it is that willingness that makes us the greatest nation on earth. You see, we have never forgotten that there is no weapon more formidable than the free will of a man, and that we would rather die on our feet than live on our knees. And if you would just take a moment and look back in the pages of our history, you would find some unbelievable acts of heroism. Men and women that have died in darkness to preserve the light that so many have tried to extinguish so that freedom could reign. In the towns of Lexington and Concord, in the Revolutionary War, with flint-stock musket rifles in hand, they died so that freedom could reign. On the Chesapeake Bay in the War of 1812, decisively erecting the American flag amidst the British attacks, they died so that freedom could reign. On the steep hills of Gettysburg in the Civil War, bodies riddled with cannons lead, they died so that freedom could ring. On the Western Front in World War I, with trench foot and fever-laden bodies, they died so that freedom could ring. At the port of Pearl Harbor in 1941, fighting guns ablaze as their vessel, the USS Arizona, sunk to the harbor's floor, they died so that freedom could ring. Storming the beaches of Normandy in World War II, fighting the overwhelming power of the German machine guns, they died so that freedom could ring. Seizing that famous Pork Chop Hill in Korean War, they died so that freedom could ring. Traversing the brush and the deep jungles riddled with landmines in the Vietnam War, they died so that freedom could ring. Fighting suicide bombing extremists in the Iraqi War, they died so that freedom could ring. And in the Valley of Death in Kunar, Afghanistan, fighting a faceless enemy on the mountainside, they died so that freedom could ring. Every death a rip in our nation's flag, and albeit an old rugged flag, that flag still flies today, waving not because the wind moves it, but propelled by the last breath of every service member that died protecting it. So, no matter what your political affiliation or your agenda, stand with me, a united people, laying our differences aside and honoring those that died so that the ring of freedom can be a resonating truth for us all. To the more than 1 million members that gave their lives in service to our nation, we salute you today. We thank you, we honor you, and we will never forget. Rest in love, old soldier. We got it from here. Semper Paratus, aim high, honor, courage, commitment, Semper Fi, Army strong.